No. And I don't want you guys to waste your money on that. If you want to put that money towards additional staff, additional decor, additional
gratuity.
What? Additional gratuity.
Restaurant Punk, what's up?
Restaurant Punk.
Part 2.
Part 2, that's right.
Yeah, so we're doing a part 2, which is interesting because we've never really done this before. But, bitch, I'm not done.
Oh, shit.
Actually, it's because, no, not the, oh, it was Liz.
There's Liz here?
Yeah, she struck another chord with me when it comes to catering.
Struck a chord.
Hopefully not the umbilical cord.
I mean, that wouldn't be a bad thing right now.
Ew.
True. Eviction notices are being sent.
This is true.
But no, I could talk about catering for days.
And Taylor Swift.
One thing that Liz had brought up is just like the menus and the preparation. Like when you don't have a restaurant.
Or even when you do have a restaurant. But like, you know, how difficult is it? What was the original question?
So,
Can I ask Liz?
Here. No, I think she was basically asking, like, do you try to avoid certain things that you know will be like prep heavy? Like it's going to take you.
The prepping of it all.
Like people are like, I want fresh pasta or I want, I don't know, beef Wellingtons, which take time to produce and honestly execute.
You know what's funny is, so for larger events, yes. And this is what I love about catering is that like if I can be so flexible. And
so we got you in this situation to
like,
begin with.
I mean, this is the first time I've crossed my leg in a very long time, guys. I'm very proud.
I didn't know she could do that.
I didn't know I could still do this. But I can be very flexible. With catering, so with menus and preparations, like we have our standard, right? We created our standard menu because it is very cut and dry, especially for people who just have no direction and don't know what they want. It's kind of like an easy navigation of what we can prepare given whether it's prepared as a private dinner and we're making it at your house. Mm-hmm. If we're dropping it off to you, then it just needs to be reheated, or if we're setting it up as a buffet. So like we have created a menu that is easy to execute given any service standpoint or like situation, prep wise as well.
Yes.
And also what we know that we can acquire locally.
And we know that they're hit like items.
Yeah.
Like people just enjoy them.
Crowd favorites.
Our base
Crowd
menu
favorites.
are, house favorites.
Yeah.
That's a good way of putting it.
But like with the beef Wellingtons and with like the
Fresh pastas or just labor intensive items.
I don't mind doing that for less than 20 people, like for a smaller group. I don't mind doing that prep because I can still charge accordingly. I know I'm going to make good money off of accommodating and doing like an upscale small event like that.
Yeah.
But I will always be honest, like if a 200 person wedding comes around and they're like, we want beef Wellington, immediately no.
What if...
Actually,
okay.
No, like you were going to disagree.
No, I'm just saying, like, I know what it's like to cater to certain things and how intensive it can be. There's a lot of prep work. There's a lot of stress. There's a lot of mind time that comes into catering. It's not that easy. Like, you know that clearly.
Well, look, every year we do the Marlin competition, and I think our food's good for the Marlin competition, but it's nothing wild, like labor intensive.
Correct.
But it's for 500 people. It
still is labor intensive for the amount you're making.
Just for the basic items to do 500 plus portions of 7 different things.
We still have to have a whole staff and crew for that.
The thing that I was going to ask you though is that I understand what you're saying. Let's just use fresh pasta as an example. Okay. We all know what it takes to make fresh pasta. It is super tedious, super labor intensive, and it's very, very precise to make sure that the pasta comes out perfect, right?
Right.
So you saying for 20 people, you're going to charge them accordingly, of course, no big deal. But for a bigger party of 200, there's no way you're going to do that. I think you were speaking the Beef Wellingtons. But what if the person that's hiring the catering company is saying money is absolutely no object, this is what we want? Would you still say no?
Oh,
That's
well,
no
of course.
problem.
No, I would not say no to that.
So it's okay. So why not offer it still?
I think it's a sticker shock price for people because sometimes people look at the cost of catering and they're like, why is this so high? People don't understand. Yeah, like when you're at a restaurant, it's different. You're preparing 50, 20, 100 orders at a time, depending on your restaurant size. On a regular day-to-day basis, you have it costed out. You know what to do. But when you go into a catering event, like, I think the sticker shock price gets people every time, because instead of that one person preparing for 8 hours throughout the day, all this stuff, we're sitting there and we're preparing this for you right now. We're doing this pasta and this. So in the restaurant, it may cost $65 an order. But for the catering, you're going to pay probably the same price. Sometimes you might pay more for the catering event to do it, depending on location and whatnot. And so when our menu is item favorites, those are item favorites that are easily executable. We know they're going to taste good. They hold well. They taste good, like just all the above.
Also, with a lot of the caterings that we personally do, where people hire us to come and cook in their homes.
Yeah.
Like, they want us to be there. They want the experience of having a private chef.
Which I think is cool.
like, for us, it's like, absolutely, we are now leaving our home base to come to your home to work with your facilities, to work with everything, to where like that comes at a cost as well. You know what I mean? Like, we also, not having a particular like day-to-day functioning restaurant, it's not like we can just call Cast and be like, hey, I need 10 steaks. It's like, they don't sell at that capacity.
Yeah.
When I go
They
to
sell in
purchase
bulk,
these things, I have to go to local stores to purchase. I can't just be, and I can buy in bulk realistically, but that's not feasible for a company who doesn't have a permanent residency somewhere. So the cost can be like a little bit more difficult, and that's why food costs can be higher when it comes to caterings and
I agree.
bringing it and preparing it and everything. Because again, I can go to Cast and get steaks already pre-cut and this and that and the other, to where it's way cheaper, but we have to then go pick out something and cut it ourselves, and the preparation is just more labor intensive.
So it's kind of like looking at it, let's say we're doing a 10-person wedding, right? Or just a 10-person event, and they're like, we want lobster tail for dinner. Okay, that'll be $65 or $60.
Those are just numbers you're throwing out.
Yeah, a pound.
Yeah.
Like, so
Literally shooting in the dark.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to charge this amount. They're like, well, they sell lobsters over at Acme for $11.99.
Don't you love that?
And I'm like, okay, well, if you go to Acme, you can get a whole lobster. But how much meat is actually in that lobster? How big is that tail compared to the tails that we're going to give you as like an 8-ounce tail? Like, so some people's perception is based off when they go shopping and what they see out. And then when we give them a price, there are people that truly understand. They're like, no, we get it. Like, this is, And there's some people that are like, I can't, I don't know why it's this high.
Which
like,
I genuinely have to say again, like, when it comes to catering, I feel like people are way more understanding and trustworthy when it comes to
restaurants.
Again, choosing menus, or even down to like costs and stuff, than when it's in a restaurant. Like, I've actually had someone in the restaurant just be like, why is this shrimp dish so much? I can go and get shrimp for this cost. I'm like, look at the size of our shrimp. What Acme are you going to that you're going to get this size shrimp? You're not for this price. Like, and again, they don't understand that it comes down to the preparation and everything else in the kitchen. Like, you're not just paying for 3 shrimp on a freaking plate. You're paying so much more than that,
so we, just to give perception to people, cost wise, we had a lot of feedback when we opened up, switching the restaurants real quick. Petunia, when we opened up Petunia, which is pasta joint, upscale, we have a $29 spaghetti and meatballs.
Yes.
And people were outraged prior to us opening.
There was a comment that we were questioning people's, integrity or intelligence,
something like that.
How dare you question our intelligence with these prices?
It was a high-end pasta joint. All the pasta was homemade. There was beef marrow roasted into the marinara sauce. The meatballs were very high quality meat. We got fresh wheels of Parmesan, and we did not skimp.
No.
One bit. And everybody that came in that got that loved it. And they didn't complain about it. They came back. They would come back for it. And, when you try to give a certain quality coming out the door, some people get that, some people don't. But once you have that reputation of they're good, we trust them.
But
and
the
you
prep of that
explain,
all.
yeah, the prep of that all.
The
But
prep
when you
of that all
explain
was
this to
insane.
people, and that's why a lot of people, especially with our catering company, I can't speak for everybody, but they're very understanding because we have a very good track record, I'd say, for catering and for all our restaurants.
Yeah.
So,
And yeah, because I mean, and I've actually offered the homemade spaghetti and meatballs to catering events and stuff. And again, I charged it probably at like 30 or so odd dollars for the catering, and people like just don't even question it because when they see like, again, we're using like wholesome ingredients. Like we're not skimping on the products that we're using. Not to mention, I'm not giving you one big meatball like this that you're gonna have to cut up and do it. Like I'm making these tiny meatballs so that way you can get
14 of
perfect
these
bites
small
every
ones.
single time.
Yeah.
I'm also not giving you like a ridiculous portion that you're gonna get like 3 twirls and you're done. I'm giving you tonight's dinner and tomorrow's leftovers. Like we're always gonna make sure that you are fed. Even with 90% of the caterings that we do.
what's our percentage we make over? What, 20% more than, or 15% more than
Easily.
what we need? All the time, because
You have to.
even at our caterings, and we don't charge people for this either, like sometimes we have to feed staff. Sometimes we have to feed other people there. Like we account for that. Sometimes people ask for seconds of certain things that are the bride and groom. So like there's different places where you're dishing out a little bit more money to make extra product. And there's a lot of people that come and they're like, you know, we have a 100-person wedding. We want 33 of these, 50 of these, 70 of these. And sometimes you're like, no, we can't do that, because if we base it around every exact thing that you specifically want, it might not go over well at this event. Like, no, we need, because, you know, we have 100 people. That's 100 pieces of bacon wrapped scallops. No, that's like 250 pieces of bacon wrapped scallops, because that's one of the most popular things at weddings and events. And people get 2 or 3 or 4 of them. So
Platefuls.
Yeah.
Me.
And I tell people all the time, because they're like, we're doing a buffet and we want to have this like 35 of the bacon wrapped scallops, or for 35 people. For 20 people, we want the hummus platter, and for this we want this. And I'm like, guys, no, because then your guests aren't going to understand why we're not refilling a certain product, and why like it looks like we're coming short of a certain product. I'm like, I'm not comfortable doing that. Not to mention the preparation that you're now throwing us off of. Wait, how many of this were we? And like, it's a lot. It's like, if you're going to have 45 people, I'm prepping for 45 people. I'm prepping for 60 people realistically, because you never know, like, again, how hungry these people are. And that's why you might look, oh, okay, if I go to George's, their spanakopita is $13 for 4 pieces, but you're charging like $5 or $6 for like one person for spanakopita. How many? They're going to get 2 to 3 pieces of spanakopita. That's what I'm accounting for. So pricing for catering is higher, because I have to account for your guests to have more than just one-off bites.
Yeah.
As opposed to when you go to a restaurant and you sit down with a table of 4, you're each going to get just 1 piece. But when we're at an event, people are mingling and they're just grabbing and they're grazing and they're
God
going.
forbid you're at a buffet and one person's like, oh, I love this shrimp. Let me fill my whole plate up. Like, we have to account for that. Like, we don't know. So you just got to be prepared. And that's why the catering prices fluctuate. But sometimes that's why they look a little higher for some people than not. So
and again, the labor of it all, and we make sure, like, we actually recently just started deciding that we bring to-go boxes and foil pans to all of our catering, so that way we can at the end of the night foil everything and like put everything away, and we're like, hey, here's the rest of your food, here's the rest of, because we always overdo it.
We do.
And to even go back to the lobster lady that you were saying about, like, why is lobster this much? It's $11.99 at Acme. If that's what you really wanted, great. You can go get it, but it's still not going to be $11.99 a pound, because you're traveling to go get this product. You're storing it. You're keeping it cold. You're making sure, you know what I'm saying?
You're cooking it. You're getting all the other accoutrements
it's not going to just be $11.99 a pound.
No,
it's still going to be
$25 a person.
And that's so true, because they don't understand, like, oh, okay, well, then we're also bringing the crackers for this. We're also like the actual like lobster crackers, like the utensils. We're bringing the platters for it. We're bringing the butters for it. We're bringing, like, we had to prep it. Like, everything else that goes into it, they look at that one price. Like, I saw that lobster was $11.99.
Yeah.
I'm like, everything else that goes into that is you know, like
There's
even
so
down
much-
to what
there's
you're
so
saying,
much
the
behind
gas,
scenes.
you
There's
know.
so much behind the scenes.
So yeah, if anybody does come in and want anything specific, like extravagant or labor intensive, we love to do it for small events. For large events, if you break it down to them, being like realistically, this could be very expensive to do this.
We'll do it.
We can do it, but I just need to be transparent with you. This is how much it's gonna be. It's gonna take me 3 days of preparation.
But also one thing that I think I pride ourselves on, especially with our company, is that we are like, I am very realistic. Like I'll look at someone, I'm like, you don't want to spend that money because people aren't going to care.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll straight up be honest with
says
you.
that to people.
I say it to people all the time. I'm like, we have a event at Vintage that I booked, and it's a huge event. That money is not an object to them, but I still told them, I said, stop. You are literally doing a tasting menu for dinner to where everybody's getting 3-course tastings of like 2 different entrees per plate. Why are you going to have a raw bar and still have 6 heavy past appetizers? It's unnecessary. Don't spend the money. And like, I literally talked them out of 2 additional past appetizers because I'm like, first of all, this is going to be a pain in the ass for the kitchen, but also you're wasting your money. You are wasting your money. Your guests are literally not going to be able to keep up with the amount of food that you're pumping out.
Maybe they wanted to waste their money.
And she was but again, in her mind, she's like, my eye or my stomach is bigger than my eyes. Like in my mind, I was like, think about you going to a buffet, think about the plate that you're having, and think about every single thing that you see on this invoice. Could you eat that? And could you still be comfortable and want to hang out and play and party and do all of this? No. And I don't want you guys to waste your money on that. If you want to put that money towards additional staff, additional decor, additional gratuity, what additional gratuity, but like delegate that money elsewhere to where it is going to elevate the experience, because you having these 2 additional things, it's not going to elevate the experience. It's like you guys have already exceeded expectations with this menu. I want to be realistic with you, and you can tell me to fuck off. Like I'll always give them the option. Like, listen, if this is what you want, I will literally do whatever you want.
But it's stuff like what she's saying right now is why people will come back.
And they trust it. Like I'm not trying to money grab. And also, you've never thrown a wedding before. This is your first wedding. This is your first event. Like you, in your mind, like you don't know. I know that after 4 rounds of passing appetizers, people are like, please get out of my face. Yeah. And then you think, you know what, as a guest, now that I think of it, last time I was at an event, it was very annoying that people kept on coming up and bothering me about
every
it.
2 seconds, mid
So like
I don't mind. Being transparent, just as transparent with the customers.
But like, you know, just being transparent with them has brought us back so much business. Like we have had clients for years now because of that, because I've been very honest with them. And even so, they're like, you know what? You were right. I'm so glad we didn't do this because look at all this food that we have left over. Whatever it may be. And it would have been a waste. And yeah, I didn't make more money that year, but I've made the same amount, if not more, every single year with them coming back and me being honest.
Repeat guests, yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm the same way. I always over prep. I just like to have more than not have enough. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
100%. Agreed.
Okay.
That was good. I like this part 2.
All right, part 2.
Let's do
Will
a
there be a part 3?
I'm in.
No, cut me off.
All right.
All right.
Restaurant Punk out?
Restaurant Punk out. That was really weak.
Yeah, let's try one more time. 1, 2, 3.
I'm winded.
You thought the first one was weak.
Restaurant Punk out.
He said, no, I haven't thought you were funny for so long.
That's fucked up. Fuck you.
Claps.
I love you. Fuck you.
What you got? What do you want?